That's a really good question because in Ep 8, obviously Guy does step over that line.
Yeah, and I don't know.
You don't know about that. And like
Jonathan Bloomberg writing for movies in Sweden.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Right back at you. So I'll start off by saying that I've seen the entire season, I've seen the finale, so you don't have to be afraid of spoiling anything, and I will hold your answers back until the finale has aired, so you're free to speak freely about the show. So your two characters are kind of the who should she choose characters of this costume drama. And I must say that Matthew, as a guy, gets like probably the most poetic kind of lines to say throughout the show. So I was wondering if that was hard for you to kind of learn and pull off in that kind of way, because it kind of sums up his character a lot.
Yeah, I think when you're in love, you say some things you don't normally say, don't you?
Yeah.
But in terms of like the writing was so good, so it didn't ever feel like I was speaking poetry or something like that. But also there is also that fear of, because some of the stuff he's saying is like I as Matthew wouldn't say. So you're always worried about it coming across too cringy or period drama-y. But when you just sort of like keep it rooted in how you're feeling towards that person, because actually, well, yeah, scrap that. Because when you are in love, you do say some things. So I think it is, yeah, it's rooted in truth.
Yeah, and your two characters have this like they've known each other almost their entire lives, or for a very long time at least, and I wonder if you two were to look at the characters, who do you think that she should have chosen in this? Like, what team are you on? If you would step out of your own characters and look at it from the outside.
I think where the story is at now, I think if speaking as Guy myself, I would have to. I think Nan's heart. I think she loves Guy, played by Matthew. So I think as where we are in the story now, I think I think she has love for both of them, but I think she's in love with Guy, and I think so I think it would be I would be going against my own kind of morals if I said
I think Theo's such a good candidate for her, and but at the end of the day, I think the life that Theo brings with him is not for Nan. And I think ultimately, although I originally obviously was going to marry her for money, and like some people, that's a big red flag, and you're not coming back from that, which he didn't do. So like, I was going to marry for her for money, and you just have too much money in a way. So,
I should have given you some of my. I should have given you a castle.
Yeah,
the story would have been
out. Yeah. But yeah, I think ultimately, I feel like she's in love with Guy. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So as a final spoilery question, your two characters kind of bond at the end, though. They forgive each other, but then there is this transgression taking place in the finale. And do you think they would ever be able to reconcile if that were to come up in maybe a future season, if we have one?
That's a really good question, because in Ep 8, obviously Guy does step over that line.
Yeah, and I don't know.
You don't know about that. And like, that's Ep 7, that like I crossed the line in Ep 5, but I don't cross it to that point until Ep 8. And it'd be tough. I think that's tough. It's tough.
And we do have a lovely scene at the end of episode 7
do, yeah.
I think everything aside, there is still that, you know, they're like brothers, they're more than friends. So that's a very, that I agree, that's a very good question, and I think it would be very, I want to know too. What might happen there.
So we'll just have to wait and see if there is a second season or not, and if it's explained in it. So thanks a lot for taking the time to speak with me, and best of luck with the finale.
Thank you so
much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.